How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to have a little bit of silliness with angels, demons, and dragons with Kaalia, Zenith Seeker. As mentioned, we're going to be playing some of the biggest creatures that you can ever play in a game of Magic. So, as you can see here, we have a lot of mana rocks involved. Now, the leader of this deck is Kaalia, Zenith Seeker. If you don't know what she is actually a revisioned version of Kaalia of the Vast, which is considered one of the most overpowered and busted commanders that was ever printed in one of the original commander decks, if I do remember right. So the Zenith Seeker here for Mardu colors, red, white, black, you get a 3/3 human cleric with flying and vigilance. And when she enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library, reveal an angel card, a demon card, and or a dragon card from among them, put them in your hand, and to put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So if you reveal one of each, you get 3 cards. If you reveal 2 of them, you get 2. You get the picture here. So she's kind of a dig deep for threats and also gives you a little bit of card advantage, especially if you manage to hit one of each. So the idea here is to kind of balance the deck out where you have almost an even amount of each of the creatures. And then that way you're more likely to hit a triple hit. So the deck, this is an older deck I made probably about a year and a half ago or so. And I've just kind of modified it a little bit. It doesn't have a bunch of the protection spells that I usually like to run, so it's a little more fragile than I would like. So, but here we go. First column is nothing but removal spells. We got Swords of Plowshares, Blood Chief's Thirst, Valorous Stance, which can double as a protection spell, but more often than not, you're going to use it to remove something. Feed the Swarm, good for getting rid of enchantments or creatures. Heartless Act, Murderous Rider, Day of Judgment, Settle the Wreckage, Languish, Doomscar, Crux of Fate, and Meathook Massacre. These are just ways to keep the small little decks off your back long enough to get your big fat beaters on the board and in the air. So then we have the mana rocks and card smoothing stuff with scries. We have Mox Amber. I like Mox Amber in this deck because Kaalia is so low to the ground and we have so many legendary creatures in the deck because a lot of demons, angels, and dragons are legendaries. We got the standard Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart. I have Maze Mind Tome in here to help smooth our draws and get cards. This could actually go under card draw. And then we got Mind Stone, Treasure Map, which gives us scries and then gives us treasures later and turns into a land. That's a removal spell. Soul Shatter's in there too. Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind gives our dragons haste, or it just taps for any color, so whatever, you know. Deafening Clarion as another board wipe. Why is that? Some of my stuff is not in the right categories here. And then we got Chromatic Lantern, Relic of Legends, and Smothering Tide. Just ways of mana rocking up, fixing our mana, getting treasures, just things like that, because these things cost 5, 6, 7 on up mana. Then we have our card draw. In Selection, Deadly Dispute, sack an artifact or a creature, draw 2. The Maze Mind we already saw. Black Market Connections, you can pay life to either create a treasure, 2 to draw a card, or 3 to make a thing. Be careful not to overdo it. You can kill yourself really easily with this card. Big Score for 3 and a red. You get to discard a card and create 2 treasures and draw 2. Same thing with Pirate's Pillage, but it's at sorcery speed. Then we have what I call the creature types of the deck, essentially. We have dragons in this one. Moonveil Regent, Junji the Midnight Sky, Goldspan Dragon, Terror of the Peaks, Shadrick Silverquill. This thing actually won me a game at the end of the video run here because I was able to pump up all of my stuff big enough to do enough damage in the grand scheme of things to win out a long game. Adult Gold Dragon. Don't sneeze at that life gain on this thing. It can actually save your butt. Inferno of the Star Mounts, Hasty Beater. Lathless, you're playing dragons, you get more dragons. Dragaseth, one of the best dragons ever printed. Bladewing the Risen helps get our dragons back when they die. And then Shivan Devastator is just a nice, flying fireball for us. Then we have Angels. Resplendent Angel. If you gain 5 or more life in a turn, you create an angel. You're really only going to get this if you activate the activated ability to hit them with lifelink. There's not a ton of other lifelink in the deck to get that big. Resto Angel. Flying Flash 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, you can blink a non-angel on the battlefield. The big thing here is blink Kaalia to get another hit off of her ETB. Archangel of Wrath, you kick it with a red or a black or both, and you get to do 2 damage off of her, and you gain life off of her because she has lifelink, and she's a 3/4 flyer. Not bad. Linvala, Keeper of Silence, locks your opponents out of activating their abilities. Sheriff of the Scales, you can give it Death Touch until end of turn for a black, or white to give it Vigilance. Make sure you pay before the attack phase, otherwise you can't do it. And if it dies, you get 2 Spirit Tokens with the afterlife of 2. Aurelia, Exemplar of Justice, 2/5 flying with Mentor. At the beginning of your combat, you can choose a creature. If it's red, it gets +2/+0 and gains Trample, and if it's white, it gains Vigilance. This is just really good because you can just hit one of your red-white or your red-black or whatever creatures, they get bigger, and then they smash through. Angel of Invention, it pumps all of our other creatures. Don't fabricate. Just make it big enough because then you get the life off of it, and it makes it harder to kill. Angel of Sanctions, when it enters, exile a target permanent an opponent leaves until it leaves the battlefield. Basically, it's a Brutal Cathar that's on a 5 cast instead. And then it embalms out of your graveyard for 5 and a white. Baneslayer Angel, flying first strike, lifelink, protection from demons, protection from dragons, angel. This is like the original big fat beater that everybody was like, oh my god, this thing's amazing. Not so amazing these days, but it's still a nice little angel to have in here. Steel Seraph, 5/4 for 6, or prototypes for 1 white as a 3/3. Beginning of combat, target creature you control gains flying, vigilance, or lifelink. This thing is amazing. I love this card, and any deck that has angels in it, this thing's going in it for me. And then we also have Angelic Guardian for 4 and 2 white, 5/5 that says whenever one or more creatures you attack, they gain indestructible. So once your stuff's up, even if they have a bunch of stuff with flying or reach, doesn't matter. You can start swinging through and start smashing through and not have to worry about things dying in combat. And then we have the demons. Now, the demon column's a little shallower. I cut out some stuff to add more card draw and add more mana fixing and stuff like that. And the demon quality isn't as good as the dragon and angel quality. So there's a few less of them. So we have Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos, 4/4 that sacks creatures to scry 2 for a black and sack, or pay 2 and a red, exile the top card of your library, and deal damage equal to the mana value to any target. We have a lot of big, high mana value cards in the dragons that we have, and we have a fair bit of scry in the deck too. So if we're able to scry, go, oh, there's an 8 cast dragon or demon on top of my deck. Pay 3, shoot you in the face. I mean, there's not... Especially if you can't cast that thing because your mana screwed or whatever, it's just better to exile it and shoot them with it. We have Spawn of Mayhem, 4/4 flyer, flying trample. Beginning of your upkeep, deals 1 damage to each player. And then if you have 10 or less life, put a counter on it. And it has a spectacle cost, meaning if you deal damage before you cast it, it costs 3 instead of 4. Doom Whisperer, 5 cast, 6/6 flying trample, pay 2 life to surveil 2. Chaos Bailer, 5-drop, 4/5. When it attacks or dies, choose 2 of the modes targeting a different player. One player can either discard their hand and draw that many non-land cards, or they actually seek that many non-land cards. Chaos Bailer deals 2 damage to the player, and they create 2 treasures, or deals 2 damage to each creature they control, and then those creatures get +2/+0 until end of turn. It's a 4/5. Pretty good card. You can kind of, especially if you can kill a bunch of little dippy stuff, you can just wipe out their side. Who cares about the perpetual if you're taking out a bunch of 2 or lower stuff? But be careful. You can miss-target this. It happened in the video. In the video, I said, what happened? Why didn't their stuff die? And I may not even put that one in there because I screwed it up so badly, but I accidentally miss-targeted and hit myself with the 2 damage and made the treasures instead of wiping out their board. And it was bad. We also have Burning Rune Demon. It's a tutor on a stick. You get 2 cards out of your deck that are not the same name, which is impossible in this format. And then they give you 1 of them and 1 goes to the graveyard. So like if you really need something in particular, like removal, get 2 removal spells. If you want, a couple of threats, go get them. Anything you need, you go get 2 of, and they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. Demon Lord, Bells and Lock, 6 cast, 6/6 flying trample. When it enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Put it in your hand. If it is a 4 or greater, do it again, and you lose a life or take a damage for each one doing this way. We have so many big drops. There's times when you can hit 5 or 6 cards off of this. Yeah, you're going to pay 5 or 6 life for those cards, but you were going to do that with, Black Market Connections or something like that anyway, so you might as well go ahead and do it, and you get a 6/6 demon out of the process. All right, so we have, speaking of another demon here, Rakdos the Showstopper for a 6/6 Flying Trample. You might as well expect. Flying Trample is the common theme with a lot of this stuff. When it enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each creature that's not a demon, a devil, or an imp, and destroy those that come up tails. There's a lot of risk in this card. I run it because I need another demon in the deck, but there's a good chance you're going to nuke your dragons and your angels, and even Kaalia herself at times, if you just have a really bad set of flips. And you may not hit anything of theirs. So bear that in mind if you flop down Rakdos. Razaketh the Foul-Blooded, casting 8/8, Flying Trample. Pay 2 life, sack a creature, search a card for a card, put it in your hand. So it's a tutor, a vampiric tutor on a stick, but it goes to your hand instead of going on top of your library. He's really hard to cast with that triple black in this deck. I don't recommend running him if you can avoid it. Normally, I usually exile him to hit at Sugu or something of that nature and just move on. Orcus, Prince of Undeath, X2 red black, 5/3 Flying Trample. Surprise. When it enters, you can either give each other creature -X, -X, and lose that much life until end of turn, or return X creature cards with a total mana value of X from your graveyard to the battlefield, and they gain haste. So, more often than not, you're just going to use this to kill stuff and wipe the board and just, proceed back in. And then we got just basically the leftovers and good stuff. We have Grim Hireling here. I put him in here because he creates treasures. Or he helps you create treasures, and he can remove stuff by sacrificing treasures. And then we have Teferi's Protection, because once in a while, someone's going to try to mess you up. You got to protect your stuff, so you're just like, no, you're not doing this. No, you're not killing me. Now you're going to die on the crackback on this. So it's so good sometimes, so I like having it in the deck. And then we have our mana base, Plain, Swamp, Mountains. We got the Thriving Heath and more dual lands. Takanuma's in here. Castle Locthwain. Bright Claim Cat. Basically all the black and white, red and white, and the red and black lands that go in the deck. Savai Triome is the Tri-land. Command Tower, Forsaken Crossroads, Fabled Passage, and one Evolving Wilds just to go fetch some basics every once in a while. You can mix it up however you want, but that's the deck as I have it. Enjoy the gameplay, and we'll see you at the end of the video. Ashnod Flesh Mechanist. Alright. Mana Rock and some options. I'll keep those. So, we'll do Temple of Silence to kick it off. Keep... We're going to scribe that away. I think I'm going to need board wipes more than single target removal. I just get the feeling that they're going to start filling the board with crap. Alright, we'll get that down. Probably Pirate's Pillage or Kaalia next turn, depending. Let's do Kaalia. I want to dig and see what we get off of it. Alright, so we got an angel and a dragon. So that's good. We'll discard... I'm going to discard Razaketh. He's harder to get out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not afraid to block now. Yeah, it is what it is. Now I need to come up with some answers. Oh, that's actually not awful. Let's do... Let's go ahead and do Goldspan Dragon. I'm okay with that. See, that's a nuts interaction. They can get infinite sacrifices off of that. And now they're at the point where they have enough Power Stone tokens to start exiling stuff from... Is it exile from the graveyard? Yeah, to get stuff. Eh, it is what it is. I knew that something was probably going to die. Well, that's ironic. We get our own. Thinking about just exiling them both. Is that so wrong? Or do I just Rakdos and see what I hit? I think I'm going to do an Angel of Sanctions, to be honest. Take it. Sick of the life drain. Just keep making them have stuff. Okay. You know what's funny is Nested Shambler is a creature that I've only ever been able to get to work in one deck. And that's actually Minthara, of all freaking things. Alright, we're going to play Terror of the Peaks. We're going to attack. I'm not blocking Ashnod, and they're just going to keep trying to stick Ashnod in there, I think. Okay, well, it leaves the Blood Artist pinned under the Angel, so... And we have Adult Gold Dragon to come flying in next turn, so... That's not a bad thing. That's a problem, though. Well, screw it. Let's just start swinging. We'll get some of our life back. Because if they Perilous Vault, they lose all their stuff too. So I'm not that overly concerned. Sundown Pass. Oh. And screw it. Swing, make them launch, make them burn the vault, and then I can do Pirate's Pillage afterwards. Or I can just kill that stupid thing. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. No more shenanigans there. Like, you get it back, but I'm getting rid of it. Oh, great. More fodder. If I shock myself, I go to 7. I play Rakdos the Showstopper. Maybe kill them. Alright, let's try that. That's the only thing I don't like about Rakdos. I mean, he's cool and all, but there's a good chance you're just with him. Okay, I got Ashnod at least. It's like, out of the two of them, that was the one I wanted, so... Now, if Oh, okay. Let me real quick. I was gonna say if Rakdos lived, I was gonna play Steel Seraph to give Rakdos lifelink and then swing and recover back my life, and that probably would have flipped the game in my favor, even if they hadn't had some other thing they could do. Slimefoot, Thallid, Transplant. It's alchemy card. Yeah, we'll try this. I like Mox Amber in this particular deck. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Mox Amber in a lot of decks, but I like it in this one because Kaalia is so low to the ground as a legend. She's only a 3-drop, so the chances are pretty good that you're going to get her down and still be able to use your Mox Amber and make mana with it. We'll go Treasure Map this turn. Next turn, we'll go Kaalia and Mox Amber. And that should allow us to use the Treasure Map as well. So let's go ahead and do Kaalia. See what we get off the top. Let's go Inferno, and let's go... What are they playing? Black-green. Let's go with Seraph. Because the chances are decent that they have something... and I don't want to get hit with it, so we'll leave that on top because of the mana cost of casting things. The thing that really sucks about Kaalia is, you know, you have to put it in your hand, so you have to have the mana to cast the stuff that you're actually screwing around with. So you really need to make sure that you're pulling mana as often as possible to the top of the deck. Let's do... So if I do this, I get 2 more mana. That'd be 3. Hit with Kaalia. Be able to play Spawn of Mayhem. Let's do this. Let's do Pirate's Pillage. I'm going to discard the Inferno. And then... I already played land, never mind. Hit with Kaalia, like I was saying. And then play Spawn of Mayhem with the Spectacle cost. And then that gives us some options, basically. And with us having Settle in hand, I mean, you can play all the little creatures that you want. I can exile them eventually. I'll sacrifice Kaalia. I'm okay with that. Because I can recast her and dig deeper, so... Okay. Alright, there's our second red source. Because without Kaalia on the board, the Mox doesn't tap for black. Do I just do tack? I think I'm just going to do Takenuma. And do... Let's go ahead and do the Seraph of the Scales. And so now we have the option of still being able to use the treasure map. Put Seraph on the board, because if I pick the Seraph because if they have a removal spell in their hand, at least I get the 1/1 spirits off of the back end of it. If it's a fight spell, I can, if I have black open, I can actually give it Death Touch. There's more options than what it would have been using that Baneslayer that came up earlier. Helm of the Host, okay. That's a thing. So do 9 damages coming down the turnpike for them next turn. I'm gonna have probably Bells and Lock coming down. Maybe. Not sure yet. Because that 1 green mana is not going to do them anything. The Shadow Spear activation is holding something, or they have an instant speed hexproof spell or something in hand. Hello? At any rate, I'm going to probably do Bells Unlock, I think. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's see what's on top. Deadly Dispute. No. Alright, there's Razaketh, which is kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to do Bells Unlock. They don't have a big enough board to worry about the Settle the Wreckage stuff yet. And we're at high enough life total that and I'm not worried about leaving that untapped. I could have given it Vigilance, but whatever. I can just scry now. So this comes down to, do you have a board wipe to kill everything? Because if you don't, you're dead. They wouldn't be burning on blood on the snow. Crux of Fate. Okay. I will go ahead and take that action. I will take another black, actually, for Bells Unlock, or not Bells Unlock, Razaketh. Okay. They're trying to get themselves out of the frying pan here. I'm gonna put them back to 12. We're gonna scry. We'll get treasures off of the map. Nope. $11. All right. Well, shoot. Okay. So, I gotta leave 4 mana open in order to hit them with Settle. 5 mana threat is something, but let's set that to red. Yeah, let's do Kaalia. Because then the Mox Amber turns back on. I get to dig a little bit deeper in the deck for threats. I'm going to swing, obviously. Probably give the Seraph Vigilance this time. So, we shall see. Or I could just tap the land to sack a treasure, draw a card, and still have enough mana left over for the Settle. Oh, what's holding priority, though? Oh, the Shadow Spear, of course. 1 Angel? Really? Blah. Okay, not doing that. Next to combat. Didn't bother doing the... Since I'm holding Settle, I'm not worried about giving that Vigilance. Come on. I think they're in the tank right now trying to figure out what to do. If there's anything to do. I'm good for doing that too. So can't blame them. Cue the Jeopardy music. Do 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 do. Told you I couldn't sing for shit. I mean, it's not an answer that's gonna win you the game.
Good. I haven't forgotten how to destroy things.
Yeah, this is what you call the YOLO. Bye-bye. You're not gaining that life back. Sorry. Alright, you gotta kill them both. Nope. Okay. That's better. The First Sliver. Alright. Let's see what happens. Not, okay, that's actually really good because of what we got in hand. Not a huge fan of the First Sliver, but you can beat the deck. I used to hate on it, and I hated, I hated on Miram. There's a few other ones that I've hated on a lot, but they are beatable. There's some, though, that they're just so abusive that, like Toxroll, I hate that deck. Kinnan Bonder Prodigy, like those particular creatures are a real pain. Let's do Cold Steel Heart since it comes into play tapped. And we'll set it to... I can do red there. Let's set it to black, because we need double or triple black in a lot of things. This can be set... This can get us our red, and this can also get us more white or red. So it's not a huge thing. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that can stay on top. Of certain strategies, well, not even strategies, commanders in 1v1. Like, they're probably okay in 4-player. I've not played against those particular ones in 4-player, but there's some that, in a 1v1 environment, they are not balanced at all. And if you're not, drawing enough answers or even playing those answers in your deck, you don't stand a chance. And they talk about, feels bads. Those are feels bads. All right, let's go ahead and do the adult gold dragon. We might as well go ahead and pad our life total a little bit. And barring a removal spell, Aurelia can pump that next turn and gain us some more life too. Now, if they remove the gold dragon, then I'm probably going to play Kaalia. And the Moonveil Regent. We'll see. So if I play Moonveil first and then I can get 3 cards off of Kaalia. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and play Aurelia. That was the original plan. So let's stick with it. Smack. And we'll end the turn. I can play Kaalia now, but I'm not going to, because I can use that with the Moonveil Regent to refill my hand and cycle through cards. Because, like, Bladewing right now, I don't need. I don't have a dead dragon. Now, if they kill my gold dragon, then Bladewing is actually a pretty good play. Because then I can get it back. It has haste, and then I can swing with it again. Come on. Alright, there's the First Sliver. Well, they didn't hit slivers, so that's a good thing.
Let us begin.
Okay. What is it with players? Just come on. One in the hand, the other will be exiled. You can have your... You can have the frickin' Displacer Kitten. You're not getting the Emergent Ultimatum. As the saying goes, F that noise. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do Moonveil Regent and Deadly Dispute. Yeah. Karn can die. And we'll end the turn. We'll sit on the Deadly Dispute. If they go to like wipe the board, I can smash Aurelia and get an extra card off of Moonveil Regent, or I can just leave Bladewing in my hand. Next turn is going to be Kaalia if nothing funky happens. Okay, there's C8 Restoration. This must be a sliverless sliver deck. Has to be. I mean, I'm at 41. I'm taking that hit. All right, let's do Deadly Dispute. I'm going to sacrifice the Cold Steel Heart. Take action, actually. Okay. So, Archangel of Wrath can do... Is that... I think Archangel might be enough for lethal, actually. Goes to one, I kick an Archangel, they die. Kickers, kickers. Decline. Kick. Kick. Alright. The demonic angelic dragon brigade wins again. Titania, Voice of Gaea. Let's see if we have a better game this go around. We just got ran over by Reese the Redeemed. Yeah. I think it's going to be turn 1 Fabled Passage to go get a red, though. Yeah, just a red. And that's a big whatever. Oh, so if I try them, you get played. I always have to pay attention to when I get those tap lands like that on like turn 2, because in my brain I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play the plains, or I'm gonna play this other land, and then I get the tap land and I was like, I just play the plains, and it's like, you should have played the other one, you dummy. Alright, let's go ahead and do Relic of Legends. Gives us options for later. They're milling like a mug. They've already got 4 lands in the graveyard for Titania. Well, shit. Okay. Well, I have a Day of Judgment for Titania, so that's good. So let's not play anything into the board. It's Pirate's Pillage for what? Aurelia? Actually, let's pitch the Heartless Act. Alright, there's that too. So let's pass. We'll take another hit on the nose. They'll probably play Titania because they have the lands to do it in the graveyard. Okay, still not biting on that. Alright, fine. Let's go black. And what? Let's go with Aurelia. And pass. I'm still waiting for them to get to Titania so I can blow the board up. Now, if they Titania with Clarion, I can wipe the whole board and still keep my Aurelia. They are just churning through lands right now. Alright, there's Titania. Actually, she's a 3/4. I thought she was a 3/3 for some reason. Never mind. Yeah, I guess here and swing for 4 in the air. I was just seeing if I could catch them on that. No such luck. And that's okay. Play this on white. And actually, let's go ahead and play. No, wait. No, yeah, that's fine because she's dead. So never mind. Oh, I get one. At least I didn't brick. So the fun thing here, and this is something to bear in mind with something like Titania, if you're relying on her to be, you know, big, bad, smash phase or whatever, you... Why did I make that a white? You can't do that with Settle, because you exile the land, it's gone. So... yeah, I guess I'll play the Doom Whisperer and pass the turn. At least that keeps the World Breaker off my back. And I can Surveil too. Oh, they went and got Oracle of Moldiah back. Okay. Alright, we're gonna look at least one card. Ooh. I like that and that, actually. Let's leave that just as it is. So... I gotta be careful how the auto-tapper tears into this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make sure the stupid auto-tapper doesn't, like, shoot me in the face. So, double kickers. Kick. Kick. Best turn. I'm not concerned about World Breaker. Well, they got the Oracle back again. So... Kura, okay. Alright, we got Resto Angel. And it's like... enters the battlefield. I don't remember if you can Resto Angel... Well, you can't Resto Angel an Angel, so that doesn't matter. Meat Hook for 5 doesn't do much for us here. I think I'm going to Resto Angel and Blink Kaalia. That's the main reason why it's in the deck. Just to give me another hit. Ooh, it's a nice little pile. Angel and... what's in my graveyard? Not the deck, the graveyard, you dumb thing. Just Aurelia. Okay, so... Terror. And... pass. Wasn't sure which dragon I should take. If I had other dragons, then the Bladewing was probably a better hit. Come on, play that Gaea. I'll let it flip. Straight into a settle. Toski, okay. There's the Titania. No lands. Oh, the mending went off and shuffled all their stuff back. Okay. Alright, we're gonna play the chapel. Terror? Yeah, terror. They took out my second red source. That's irritating. And you know what? You're not getting cards. I'm going to meat hook for 1. Hi, Toski. I'm not going to let them refill their hand. So sorry for you. Alright, cultivating. Probably a good way to reshuffle and get the cards off the top mixed up. Not a land, though, for Oracle. If they would have left the lands in the graveyard for the Titania, I would have left that Cell of the Wreckage live. Because that just wrecks that card. Actually, it wrecks any of the meld cards. Because if you lose the other half of the card to an exile effect, you're just screwed because you can't get it back. Okay, thanks. I'll go get a red. Since I'm lacking. I'm actually kind of okay with that. Now, what I don't get here is if the goal is to flip Titania, and maybe that's not what they're trying to do here. Resolve. I'll go get a black. Why you would want to run Crucible in that deck in the first place, because you want the lands in the yard. Got a fight spell, because I'm going to start shooting things with that terror. Alright, how many times are we going to sit here and blow up my freaking lands? That's starting to get old. Yeah, that gives me all the reason in the world to drop something to kill Oracle with Gaea. Or just to flat out Deafening Clarion. Alright, what does this do? It's just a thing equal to your lands, right? Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Deafening Clarion and do both sides, of course. Sick of that crap. Are we gonna replay Kaalia right now? Yeah, we're gonna replay Kaalia right now. And I'm gonna blast that right out of the air. Ooh, one of each. Perfect. I like it when things actually do what they're supposed to do. Resolve. So we're going to swing with a good chunk, if not all of these creatures, because I want the life. They didn't make the creature, so that definitely tells me what's going on. Okay, those things have reach. Doomy can go in though. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and activate him once. Don't care, nope. Twice. Inferno can go to the graveyard. I'll keep the Angel of Sanctions on top though. Alright, so I have options. So like Chaos Baylor can come down and blast Gaea out of the way. You only get one of those. That was the main reason why I killed the Oracle of Moldiah. I was getting sick of losing 3 lands a turn. What the crap? Oh, a Zusa. God damn. That's frustrating. Take action. The bad part is I'm running out of white mana sources. I need double white for a lot of the stuff in my hand. So yeah, Zusa's going to be the first thing I kill. Quit blowing up my lands, damn it! Well, luckily they tapped the Ghost Quarter. So now the bad part is now... Okay. It's okay. We are going to deal with this. No cards in hand. Shadrix. Kill Zusa so we can stop blowing my shit up. I'm going to put counters on my stuff. They can have a card. No attacks, because 5/7 reachers are a thing. Probably do Angel of Invention, shoot Gaea, because she's going to come in with counters on her. Well, no, because I need double white. They keep blowing up on my white sources. And they're probably going to get their double land repeaters out of the yard, which means my lands are going to get blown up. I'm not going to go get a white mana source this time because that's just suicide at this point. I mean, I have non-basics in the deck that produce white, but I mean, they've even destroyed a bunch of those. Okay. That's a thing. This whole, like, replaying Ghost Quarter over and over again, this is like the ultimate in dick moves. This must be like, I now know how Jack Sparrow felt in the original Pirates of the Caribbean when he kept saying, "Don't blow holes in my ship," because that's what you're doing right now is blowing holes in my ship, and it's getting old. I mean, Soul Shatter would take out what? The World Breaker? Time for some bells and lock. Die. For the second or third time. Yeah, for me, for them. You, yes. You, yes. Grow my army. Alright. No attacks. Because I can't really swing Shadrax yet. Much as I would love to. Bad part is I'm going to start running out of freaking basics here real soon. I got 2 left. Crap, she flipped. And losing all my white mana just makes it so it's almost impossible to punch through this. Mana value. Her mana value is not high enough. It's the World Breaker. Okay. They just keep getting back Azusa. I'm getting so freaking tired of that. Alright. Alright, Shadrax here. Bells and Lock on Green Warden. Kaalia on Ashaya. Resto Angel on World Breaker. Terror on this. 27 and 8. That's not enough. That's not enough. Oh, Archangel. Forgot about that. I don't know if that... still don't think that's enough, though. I don't know. Oh my god, the lifelink. Whew, okay, not dead yet. Not dead yet. Okay. That's a thing. We can do 5, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Can we do enough? I don't think so. Well, we're going to put counters on all of our stuff, and they get a card. Oh, I forgot. Shadrax has double strike. This might be enough. No, maybe not. I forgot. She has reach too. What a dumb card. Yeah, I guess smack. Let it hit. Okay, I'm glad I didn't do that. 2, play Chaos Baylor, smash for 4 damage to the face. Freaking finally! Jesus! What a deck! So what did you think of As Above, So Below, my Angel, Demon, Dragon tribal deck, as I guess you can call it? I had a lot of fun with the deck. I've always loved this deck, how it was set up. It's not the most overpowered thing in the world. It's actually quite the fair deck, especially by today's standards. 3 years on, this thing is kind of underpowered for what it is, but it still does a lot of damage. Um, I would change quite a few things in here. We need some more protection stuff. We need to rebalance the creatures in here. Probably cut a couple demons, cut a couple dragons. Probably rebalance the angels or whatever. But I think it's a great deck. It's a good fun deck, especially if you have all the stuff ready to build Mardu colors in your collection. And I hope you give it a try. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.